Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com. Hey y'all, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday. That means it's 90-day day. I've got Kimberly with me from A Date with Dateline. I just said the word day and date like 12 times in a row. And we're going to be talking about season 4, episode 12, The Glow Soon Becomes Ashes. Another
Ooh.
Egyptian proverb, Kimberly.
Wow. So you're
Another
glowing
one.
up, but you're glowing up too fast and it's exploding into fire.
Yeah.
That's not what it means at all. But that's what I wanted to mean.
Yeah.
You glowed up so fast, you're explosive.
Oh, put
That's
that
not
on a
what I mean.
t-shirt. By the way, I was going to say, I like your Yellow Jackets t-shirt. Did they
Thank you.
send that to you or did you buy that?
Yeah, right. They don't know who we are. Showtime knows who we are. I spent quite a bit of money on TeePublic buying some Yellow Jackets merch for our
Did you
live
really?
streams. I did. I brought one with the symbol. I brought
Yeah.
one that looks like I'm on the soccer team, which is funny because sports. I don't do sports, but it looks like that. And this one. And then I bought a lot of heliotrope / lavender, which I've
You
never
did.
worn before. And my nails are painted heliotrope. I go all
You're,
out. I love a theme.
you're
So
leaning in
yeah,
really hard,
yeah,
really hard.
yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I did join your Yellow Jackets live on Sunday night, 1 hour late because you tricked me because it was at 10 my time and then you moved it
Yeah.
to
We were
9 my
trying to
time.
help.
I know you were, and then I was dumb and didn't get that memo. So is it going to be at 9 Eastern time from now on?
We liked it, and the people in the chat seemed to like it as well. We might
Yeah.
even go earlier, who knows? But it seemed to work for people.
Okay. Well, I
Just an
will
hour
do.
earlier.
Yeah, I'll follow you on Instagram to make sure next time I don't make that mistake.
I think you're already following us. If you're not, we need to reevaluate our relationship.
What I meant was the day of the event, I'll make sure to check your Instagram
I will
to be
text you.
sure.
I will
Okay.
text you personally
I
to
don't
make
want to
sure
miss
that
it.
you're
I don't
there.
want to miss it because I watched that episode on Friday. I was
I know
ready.
you did. Yeah.
It was a good one,
It was a good one.
but we
And I
can't
was a
talk about
little
it.
cranky because someone ruined something for me on Twitter, but apparently I shouldn't be so cranky about it.
You also shouldn't look at Twitter if you're trying not to get things ruined
Yeah, that's true.
because that's the
But I
place for
didn't
all
think
the
I
ruining.
had to. It only comes out on Fridays. It wasn't like, you know?
Well, people, the minute it drops, people watch it and then they start ruining it.
I
You
know.
gotta,
Get a job, people.
you gotta be
I was working.
careful. Yeah, you got to be careful. Well, it's very good. And Keisha is now 100% caught up. She took
Oh, good.
she said she sat last weekend in the bed with ice cream and chips and watched the entire first season so she could catch up with it.
Yay.
Yeah. So now she's in and she said she's going to start watching your YouTube also.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm promoting that I was promoting that on Monday's show.
Thank you.
So
You're so
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. You guys, sisters are doing it for themselves. We
Yeah.
got to promote each other. We got
Yeah.
to lift each other up. Yeah.
F the boys. Reality gays, you're on your own.
Oh, we can't say that. They're our friends. We
No,
can't
I
do
know. We
that.
love them.
We love them. We love them. Although I tell you that the minute I saw Debbie sing it to this donkey, I was like, oh my God, Matt and Jake are going to do this. And lo and behold, I opened my Instagram today and Jake's in a wig singing this song. Oh, it's so
And
bad. It's so
I
bad.
replied to your story saying, does that mean we can't sing it either?
Yeah, it means we can't sing it either. How could we, even if we wanted to? Because I mean, I have a very bad singing voice, but even that was worse than mine, I think.
I thought it wasn't. The donkey seemed to really like it.
Yes, it did. It did. Yes.
And I do
I
think
agree.
that in a weird way they are made for each other because much like I did not enjoy Oussama's poem, but the
Mm-hmm.
strangers seemed to enjoy it. The donkey really seemed to enjoy Debbie singing and didn't think it was awkward at all that she was stroking his head and singing an Irish lullaby for some reason.
In
And
Morocco. Yeah.
in Morocco to a donkey
Uh-huh.
and match made in heaven. The three of them, Oussama, Debbie, and the donkey.
But what about the
Thruple
kitten? What about the
for
kitten?
a quad.
Yeah. or a clock. Would it be cuter if they put the kitten on the donkey's back and let the kitten ride the donkey?
Okay, I would follow that Instagram account, donkey and kitten being best friends. Yeah.
Me too. I don't think that donkey was meant for riding.
Riding. I don't think so at all. And it's
No.
also so strange to me. Like, I love animals as much as Debbie does. And
Yeah.
my first instinct would not be like, I love you so much, let me ride you.
Uh-uh. Mine would be to pet the nose and be like, "Aren't you a cute little
Yeah.
baby?" And then keep it moving.
Yeah.
But I think she saw how far they had
I
to
love
go,
you.
and she was
Let me
like,
get on
"Can I get
top
a?"
of you.
He was pointing like, "See where those trees are? That's where we're going." It was really far. I think she was like, "Can I get a ride?
Yeah.
What about this donkey?"
It's Nicole and what's his name? And he's like,
As
almost there,
in,
lazy.
it's almost there, lazy. Why don't you want to walk, lazy? That was loud. Let me see. That was my email. Let me turn that off. I know nobody can hear that. Like when your email dings on your computer, I know
Yeah.
that the listeners can't hear it, but I can hear it. You would think that would be the least of my concerns. I usually have dogs barking and people barging in here. And
No, they
I
just
will,
think you're very popular. You have a busy
mm,
life.
oh yeah, very popular. I will tell you that my back has been killing me, and I did get an emergency massage appointment today, which really helped me. So I appreciate you
Of
pushing the
course. I'm
recording
so
time back
sorry.
just a
Back
little.
problems are the worst.
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting all these like epidurals and nerve blocks and all these things, but you between times you have to wait, and
Yeah.
it's a progression of events. So
Yeah.
I was like, by the end of the summer, I'm gonna be
Yeah. And I don't
pain
want you hooked on
free.
Oxy like Van. So
Or Kris,
allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started with Debbie and Oussama.
Let's just
So
give up and call the whole show the Osama and Debbie Hour because honestly, I could watch them forever. And I was just like I was waiting just for them to anytime anybody else was on the screen. I was like, show me Debbie.
the roller coaster of emotions with these two, the up and down of Osama's moods are
Yeah.
really something. What's going on there? What's going on with him?
What's going on with the way he was playing with that cat? He's very like flipping it all over. It made me think inappropriate things. Like he might be a playful lover with Debbie, and I'm apologizing as this is coming out of my mouth.
Oh
But
my
that's what I thought
God.
about. He was like grabbing that cat and flipping it all over. And the cat seemed to like
Oh,
it.
so I think that Oussama and Debbie on her first trip to Morocco had sex.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
was 21 and she was like 63.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I think they did, but I don't think they have on this trip. I think that I don't think so.
And I
Mm-mm.
feel like I'm being kind of a hypocrite because normally when there's a large age difference, I automatically accuse the older person of grooming and such. And I really
Yes.
should be doing that here. But I'm just so fascinated by the whole thing that I I don't want to disparage it. I just want to watch as an observer.
Oh, he's not groomable.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
He
He's
has a
not
darkness
groomable.
inside of him that is a 256-year-old darkness man, like a
Yeah.
demon inside of him that's maybe thousands of years old. So it's
Yeah.
not like he has a non fully frontal lobe, developed 21-year-old. He is
Yeah.
actually Nosferatu or something.
I was to say he turns around. There's a head on back of his head. It's like a Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, his nose disappears, and he's
Yeah.
he who shall not be named. Okay, let's open with him. So he's playing with the kitten, his best friend, on the floor, kind of roughly, I thought. And Debbie says, "I aged 10 years while I slept. The toilet has upholstery on the toilet seat, no handrails on the stairs. The shower is a kitchen. No, the shower is a garden hose with a hole in the floor. I can't make do. It's a make don't. Get me the hell out of Chemiset." So that's nice. That's
She
nice.
goes,
You're in these people's home.
it took an act of God for me to get ready. I don't know why everyone's not walking around with a neck brace from falling down the damn stairs. This ain't my nest. I'm telling you that right now.
It's yeah, the no handrails on a narrow staircase can make you a little nervous if you're an elder.
Or me. I'm
Yeah.
very not good on stairs. There are
eh,
they need handrails. I
they
agree
need
with that.
handrails. Yeah, it's not up to code. But the house itself seems pretty big and pretty nice. And I think that's the way the showers are over
Yeah.
there. I mean, we've seen that everywhere.
Yeah.
And so you just get on board with it, you
Yeah.
know? So Debbie gives Dad some gifts. So it's like some canvases and some pencil and materials. And he says he really appreciates it because he really used to love to draw and paint a lot. So the gift means a lot to him. So then she says, sort of bossily, "You have to paint one for me before I leave." And Oussama says, "She wants you to give her something as a gift and a souvenir." I was
It's
like,
like, here's the gift to you, but I demand something in return.
"I only gave you one canvas and then it's going to come right back to me."
I
Right?
mean, up until that point, it was so beautiful. Like she
Yeah.
was igniting this long lost passion of his, and
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't thought had been thinking he wants to get back into art, and she gave him the gift of art. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, and then she wanted a painting in return,
Then she
but she
just
means
demanded,
well.
I guess. So Osama's then pouring the tea. She's like, "So elegant, Osama. We have, oh, it's like a bartender." I was like, "Relax with the tea." She just, like
Stop
you said,
talking.
she can't quit talking.
No,
She can't quit talking. So the dad tells Debbie, like, "I'm so happy that you're going to help Osama go to the US and make a life there." And she's like, "Osama, you need to explain clearly that I have moved to Morocco permanently to live forever with you, Osama."
the
And then
editors dropped the ball, or the sound people. There needed to be more dramatic music when the dad said that, because that was a real and I was watching
out of the
Pillow Talk
blue.
just now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everyone was like, Submit was like, Submit was staring like he saw a ghost. Like everyone's just mouth dropped. What is he talking about? That's not the plan.
Out of the blue,
Yeah.
completely out of the blue. So in her talking head, she goes, "His family is obviously under the assumption I'm taking him to the States and getting him a visa, but that's not the reality." So then she does this whole like, "This guy," and like punches him in the ribs with her elbows, like,
Elbow,
"This
elbow.
guy."
This crazy guy didn't tell you the truth, I bet.
She says, "I guess this guy didn't tell you that I'm staying here and we're going to live in Rabat." Now, the sister who speaks perfect English, who is really a gorgeous, the
Beautiful.
sister, so pretty. She says, "What? What do you mean? What do you mean?" And her talking head, she goes, "I don't know what Osama's thinking."
Oh, sorry.
What was that,
My
girl?
phone. Sorry. Someone was calling me.
Oh, somebody's calling you.
Yeah.
And she says, "Debbie won't make it in Morocco." So then she says to Osama in Moroccan, whatever the language they speak, and she says, "We have always wanted to leave, right? So why have you decided together that you're going to stay?"
I think they
And he
speak
says,
Arabic.
"Arabic, thank you."
Is that
That
right?
Moroccan,
I'm gonna sound really
Moroccan's
dumb.
not a language, so yeah.
I know you
Uh,
knew it wasn't a language, yeah.
I just didn't know what the language was that they speak. So she says, "We always wanted to leave. So you've decided this together that you're going to stay here?" And he says, "Well, she decided and I agreed." And the sister goes, "Uh huh." And they're just staring. And Debbie
Also, did
goes,
you notice she said, "We always wanted to leave." So I think she's thinking, "Well, at least take me.
"Yes,
I thought I was gonna get to go eventually too." She should
uh,
come and be a model because she's very
one,
beautiful.
100%." She was like, like, our plan is for you to
She
marry this
looked
oldie
sad too.
so
In
I
her
can get over
talking head,
there.
she looked like her life streams had been crushed to finally get out of that little village.
No, she's making it happen.
I
She's
hope
making
so.
it happen.
Yeah.
She's making it happen, and Debbie
If
is her
that's what she
ticket.
wants.
Totally. So Debbie in her talking head says, "Well, I can tell they are shocked that I'm moving there, and I wonder what kind of song and dance he told them. Things keep contradicting each other. He said he thought I was here for a few months and I was going to leave. He is not going to the US. That was not our plan, and everything is ass backwards." So now they're going to walk
She
around the
does have a way
farm.
with words.
She does, to paint. Now, here comes the donkey, right? So she sees this donkey who's tied up there, and she says, "Oh, Oussama, look at that donkey. He wants to see Miss Debbie. Come see Mama. Mama loves you." And I said, she sings a terrible song. Go listen
She go,
to Jake and
"My
Matt if you want to hear
purdy,
it.
my purdy."
Something about a to-ra-roo-roo. I don't know. It was
It's to
terrible.
ra loo ra loo ra to ra loo. Have you never heard that song? I don't know where I've heard it. I'm
I've
not
heard
Irish.
that song that you just sang, but that was not what she was singing.
Oh, well, maybe that's what she was going for.
So then she says, "Are you going to let Miss Debbie ride you? Do you love me? Just a little bit? Oh, Oussama, he kissed me. I speak the language of donkey, I think." So she insists on riding this donkey and says she has no ass to grip to the donkey with, and then she falls off and they all just laugh and laugh.
Well, that was not a proper saddle. That was more like a blanket that was just going to slide right off the second
Hmm.
you rounded a turn.
Yeah, but they were going -4 miles per hour
It's true.
in a straight line.
She could have broken a hip, though. She went down. She's
She
worried about
did.
those stairs. It's the donkey that's going to get you.
She did go down, and they thought it was really funny, but I was like, that's going to leave a mark. She's going
Yeah.
to have a big bruise.
Yeah.
So they put out their little chairs and they sit down to paint. And as she's starting to paint, she's talking and she says, "I have to give myself some nice lips, Oussama. I never let myself be an old lady in my paintings." And he goes, "Mm-hmm. You have to make it quiet so I can think." And she goes, "Okay, I'll shut up. Okay. Bum ba bum ba dum ba dum. Ba doo da ba da boo ba ba da dee da do. Ooh, out here feels like a relief." And he says, "Yes. Nice to be away from all the noises."
He couldn't be more clear.
And then
He
she
has a
goes, "So,
darkness inside of him, Debbie, and the darkness requires silence, or the
by the
darkness is going to come out.
by the time they're done with the scene, it's pitch black dark, and I'm like, I hope that donkey knows how to see in the dark to get them home." So she says, "So, Oussama, what's the idea of what comes next for you and me?" And he says, "Debbie, I just want to paint and forget. It is not the right time to talk about plans. It is time for creating." And she goes, "Well, you can do both." And he goes, "No. We come here to ride donkey and create, not talk about the plans. Am I right? You
I'm
want
a
to talk
man.
like
I
this every
can't
day."
multitask.
God, he says, "You want to talk about this every day. I will paint and you want to talk about the plan. I will write and you want to talk about the plan. I will go out and let's talk about the plan. Anytime we could talk about the plan. We talk about the plans already. We've talked about everything already today, okay?" So she just looks at him like, "Okay." And she says, "I want to talk about the future and the security, and we need to make plans. Can we look at apartments online tonight?" And he goes, "Maybe." Now, see, all he had to do was say, "Yes, if you don't talk while
Yeah.
I'm painting, then we can look at apartments tonight." And then he can lock himself in his room. It's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Easy fix.
I feel I hate that I just said that. But I do because I'm a true introvert and I really can't stand all the chit chat sometimes, even though
Yeah,
that's literally what I do for a living. I can't
right.
stand it. And he was just had enough at that time. And she
Yeah.
wouldn't stop.
She would, and he said, "It's time for the quiet. Like, I want to enjoy the nature." But she just has to fill every silence.
Hmm.
She really can't take it. So in her talking head, she says, "The odd thing is me and Oussama have these wonderful conversations about our plans on the texting. So do I have to get out my phone and text him to have an honest and open conversation? But I'm here and I'm large and in person and I'm getting nothing, man. I'm getting nothing." So she says, "Oussama, you said that when I came here, you would love me and take care of me and prove it. And now it's just like, shut up, Debbie. Talk to the hand." Of course, he's like, "What does that mean?" So he says, "You're not patient. And you can't do everything in one day. It's like you are sick. It's like you have a mental illness or something. It's like it takes time. Like, what's going on with this lady? This makes me angry." And she goes,
What? And on the
"What?"
subtitles, it says incredulously.
Oh, it
What?
does?
Yeah, in
I,
parentheses, incredulously.
I didn't have it on. And she goes, "I don't get it, man. So you think I'm mentally ill? You're acting real cold blooded right now." And he says, "I am not angry in my nature, and it makes me feel hurt inside." I
You
think
are
you are
angry in your
angry.
nature. You have the darkness inside of you. You told us.
Yeah, I think you are angry in your nature for sure. And she says, "Well, do you think I'm feeling hurt right now? You don't think I hear my kids saying, 'Mom, I told you so. This guy can't take care of you. This guy's not going to be straight and honest with you.' All I can hear them saying is, 'Mom, be careful. I want to talk about serious things.' And then you tell me, 'Oh, you're crazy. You're mentally ill.'" And he's literally still with his paintbrush, like poised in midair, like, lady.
Can I finish this puffy cloud, please?
But did you see what he was drawing? It did look like a man with the darkness inside of him. It
That's
did.
that's his
It looked
brand.
like,
He's like Bob Ross, but like very scary.
yeah, it did. And so he says, okay, so we talk about the plans. Our plan is you will come here and bring me to the USA and I will go to work there and we start our life there. We can't guarantee the future here. This is our plan and I will, from this day, never change it. If you don't accept this, we can stop all this.
What's happening?
What? What? Where did this come from? This was the plan all along with his family, I think.
Yes. And that's why
And
they have been fine with him marrying this older lady.
yeah, they think she's here for a visit to get all the paperwork
Yeah.
to work on the visa.
Yeah, he's been lying. He's been playing both sides.
But you know what? Like, if he could be nice to her and love her and take care of her, bring him to the United States.
Yeah, but he's
Let
shown.
be the boyfriend until she dies. I mean, he's so young. If she dies in 20 years, he's still really young.
Yeah.
He's still in his 40s in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought, listen, Oussama, I'm with you. I think it's a good plan, but I don't think you need to be mean to Debbie and call her mentally ill.
No, he has the darkness Oussama and the regular. He's like Thaisa. He has two Thaisas, and this
Mm-hmm.
is dark Oussama comes out when he's challenged on anything.
Yes. You know, and I was thinking because we did get the feedback that we had ruined something about Yellow Jackets, and I was like, absolutely not. I would never ruin anything about a show like that. But I think that you and I did reference Thaisa being like having those two, the person in the mirror and then herself. I think we did reference the two different, but that's not really a
I mean,
spoiler
that's in all
because,
the previews,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
pretty
I don't,
much what's been happening since the beginning of season 1.
yeah.
So, but I do apologize. Genuinely. I sound very non-apologetic, but I actually am. I do apologize sincerely.
Thaisa has the darkness in her.
Yes,
And
which
that's not a
again has
spoiler.
been since season 1.
Right, right, right. She walks around the woods at night and
Yeah.
points them on the places on the map. Okay. Now, I do want to talk to you briefly about Debbie's gorgeous hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as I'm watching this, I'm thinking this woman is 67 years old and has the most gorgeous, thick head of hair. And I have to wonder if she's using our new sponsor, which is Nutrafol, because Nutrafol can give you visibly thicker hair and much less shedding, and stress can cause your hair to thin. And Debbie has a lot of stress with her boyfriend telling her she's mentally unstable. So that's why I'm
And
thinking
moving
this
to a
is,
place with a padded toilet seat.
yeah. And, you know, she had that whole bag full of medications and things. So I'm thinking maybe she's got her Nutrafol packed in there, her supplements, because Nutrafol takes a whole body wellness approach with their medical grade supplements. They can help you feel better and look better in that order. It is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement for women, clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. And they have a formula for women in all stages of life, like postpartum, menopause, no matter what. And it's all like natural, drug-free, medical grade ingredients. So you go to their website, Nutrafol.com, and you take their hair health wellness quiz, and you identify the causes of your thinning hair. And Nutrafol gives you a personalized plan. Like if you're somebody like me, who's a lady of a certain age, you may have thinning hair for that reason. Or if you like just had a baby, you may have thinning hair for that reason. Or if you're like Debbie and you got a lot of stress in your life,
If
for
you're like
sure, for
Debbie,
sure.
what you're kind of in two ages. You're postmenopausal, but you're also in puppy love with a 20-something-year-old. So there's lots of hormonal changes going on. But that hair
That's
is
true.
thick and lustrous.
It sure is. It sure is. And in clinical studies, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months.
Wow.
So if you want to take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair, for a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and you enter the promo code PINKSHADE. You can find out why 3,500 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. So Nutrafol.com, promo code Pink Shade. I'm going to spell it for you. Nutrafol.com, promo code Pink Shade, altogether one word. Nutrafol.com, promo code Pink Shade. So that's what Debbie's doing, and you should do it too.
1,000%. Because when
Our,
she said, I feel like I got the worst night's sleep ever and I feel 10 years older and I look 10 years older, I said, no, you don't. You still look fabulous.
I thought that as well. I thought that as well. All right, let's move on to Gabriel and Isabel. I love Gabriel so much. I love him more and more with each episode. I feel that with some of these terrible couples, um, we deserve Gabriel and Isabel, and I'm glad that we have them.
Yeah.
So he goes to lunch with his mom and his sister, Marie and Monica. Now, Monica, I couldn't quit staring at it. Once I'd looked at it, I couldn't quit. She obviously had both of her cheeks pierced.
Yeah.
People do that.
I noticed
And
that when we first saw her, and I
oh, you
wondered,
did?
are those real? And then I thought, you are so old, Kimberly. You are such an idiot. I bet those are those piercing things
Uh-huh.
because
She has her,
they're just poop.
yeah, but I think she doesn't have them in now. I think she took them out and they've left little holes in her
They
face.
have left little holes. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I want to get those. No, I don't.
no, you don't. You could get your lip pierced, like what's her name on Love After Lockup? Do you watch that one?
Yeah.
Taylor's sister Bobby has it pierced right through the middle of her lip.
No.
Like, because normally it's around.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle, and every time I see it, I think, "Girl, I think they did you wrong."
She has enough problems.
Yeah, well, that's true. Face and neck tattoos being one. Okay, so he goes to lunch with his mom, Marie, and his sister, Monica. He's been there in Florida for 2 weeks getting his documents signed. He hasn't really told them why he's there. Sure, Jan. He's getting his birth control. BC, I wrote BC, and in my mind, I immediately said birth control. No, it's a
No.
birth certificate, Mary Payne.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's getting his birth certificate changed, and it's going to take a month. And he says, I haven't really told him while I'm here and why I'm doing this. Okay, that's not true. You've been there 2 weeks. You have told them.
Because I didn't buy their reaction.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So he's like, yeah, I'm trying to fix my birth certificate because, I'm going to get married. And Monica's like, why didn't you tell me? Like, you tell me everything. They're like, did you even propose like with a ring? And he's like, yeah. And they're
It
like,
takes the
well,
mom like 20 minutes to pick up on, like, have any sort of visible reaction.
I think if this was the first time they'd heard this information, the reaction would have been way different.
Way different.
Yeah. Because he's so giddy and cute and smiley and happy,
Yeah, he's doing
And
good
they're like,
acting job. And the mom
yeah.
is like, oh, I forgot I'm supposed to react again.
How did I react the first time? Let me
Yeah.
redo that. So they're like, well, congratulations, I guess. And then her talking head, Monica tears up and was like, I don't want to get emotional, but it does kind of hurt me that he didn't tell me because we are best friends and I want to be there for him and I want to be part of everything. And mom says again, we are so happy for you and wish you would have told us. And he says, well, I was worried you guys would be judgy. And he's like, Mom, I get that from you. Like, you don't tell us anything about your private life. Like, I get that from you. And Mom's like, I'm just over here trying to have a mimosa. Why am I getting thrown under the bus? God. So talking head, Mom goes, I want to meet this girl because, if I'm losing my son to a woman, I want to be sure it's the right one. And then he says they're getting married next month. And she's been doing everything to get ready for the wedding. And Monica's like, am I going to be in it? Can I be the best man, the best woman, whatever? And he's like, yeah. So they're like,
you better have a better attitude then.
That's right. You better not be mean to Isabel. And they say, did you tell the whole family that you're transgender? And he goes, yeah, I did. And Mom says, this is when Mom kind of wakes up and she goes, well, that's good because I want them to know the true you, everything about you. I want them to accept you. And he says, it's always been the three of us together. And I feel bad that I excluded them from this. I really do. And you also know they already know that he's told the family he's transgender. Like, this wouldn't be such a light conversation, I think. Yeah, over mimosas, right?
Over mimosas.
So then he tells his mom and Monica, I do kind of worry about you guys meeting Isabel because, she's a strong, tough woman. Like, she doesn't take any shit. And so are you guys. And, maybe you're too much alike. And so Monica and her talking head goes, yeah, I need to be sure that he has financial freedom. I'm like, well, this was a turn. And then she says, what do you know about Colombian prenups? And he goes, I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked into it. I feel like getting a prenup is like setting it up for failure. And I don't really want to have that conversation. And then Monica's like, you've worked really hard to set up this business. Like, you don't want her to come in and take it. And he says,
is he like a millionaire or something?
I mean,
we don't know about it.
I don't know because he said like, she first has to worry about her kids before she worries about me. And then Monica's like, oh, I forgot about the kids or, So I don't know. And he says, in the past, you've affected my relationships because you're so critical. And she goes, well, how did those relationships end up? I'm critical, but I'm accurate. And I was like, well,
He's
she
like,
may have a
but they
point.
failed maybe because you were too intrusive and started fights with them.
Could be. Could be. Next scene is Gabe in the car driving with Monica. And they talk about how the wedding's coming up. And he's like, Isabel's been doing everything. Like, you have to find the venue, the photographer, the cake, everything. And she's really been doing a lot. And she's like, do you have cold feet? And he goes, no, like I might have them the day before. It's really real. And Monica says, okay, if you are and you have cold feet, like you might be stressed because like
He's trying
what
to
if
give him
happens?
cold feet.
What could happen? And you don't have that prenup for all your millions. And she goes, so you got the prenup? And he goes, no. And she goes, stupid. And he's just like, damn. And she goes, you've dated all shades of the same girl. Like, this one's a witch. This one doesn't want to work. I was like, can we roll that back? You dated
Who
a
is
girl
the
that was a
witch? Wait,
witch?
literally?
I'd
I
like
want
to
to
know
know
more
more.
about her. Yeah.
Tell us everything.
And in Talking Head, he goes, this is why I don't tell Monica anything, because she's so critical. And in Talking Head, she says, Gabe goes for women that are needy and a little stupid. And he's worked to build up his business, and I don't want somebody to come in and take it from him. So I was like, a little stupid. Don't say that, because
No, and she's also keeps saying that like they're jealous, and I'm like, you're so jealous of every
yeah,
woman that your brother has dated because you
yeah.
want to stay in the relation. You want to, are we still going to be best friends? Are we still going to be close? I think he's picking women that are like you, and you don't like something in them that is reflected, like what I see in sometimes when we do this show, like Aparna on King of Matchmaking, and I realize it's just holding a mirror up, and I don't like that. It's uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, I think that happens a lot on these shows, but I think that it is a natural progression as kids get older and leave the nest. They may get married and go with a partner, and
Yeah.
it's up to you to make those relationships good. So Gabe says, well, I'm just so happy you guys are coming to the wedding. And Monica says, I just wonder if like you being in Colombia is going to affect our closeness. And he says, if anything, I think it's helping us because like we're fine. And like, then we're not all up in each other's business all the time. And he goes, just think about whenever we live together. Oh my God, by like 2 days, we hate each other. And she's like, what? She goes, we're having two totally different experiences. Like I was just telling mommy, like, I think the three of us should live together forever. He's like, what? No.
We're fighting about it right now. We're fighting about whether we fight or not. So
Right. Yeah, totally. And she says, well, I just feel like we're really losing you because you're going to have your own family now. So in his talking head, he goes,
that's
this is
what's supposed
exact.
to happen.
I know. That's what I'm saying. She's not getting, they're just too codependent, I guess.
Yeah.
And in the talking head, he goes, this is why I'm worried about Monica, meaning Isabel, because she could come on really strong. So she drops him at the airport. He's like, see you in 2 weeks. So I guess we saw that they're sitting down when they were eating. That had been 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, we pick back up for the airport ride. And then now he's going back to Colombia.
I'm very nervous for next week. It does not look good. This
I am
sister is
too.
pissing me off. You're
She's pissing
ruining
me off
our
too.
one happy storyline.
We can't have that.
No, it's
Because
like
now we have
somebody
to,
coming in and ruining Kenny and Armando. Like, I won't accept it.
right. Because now we have to talk about Nicole and Mahmoud.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Okay. Another couple that's not going to work.
Devoid of joy, this couple.
Yeah. So she's making tea. She finally learned how to flick the lighter and put it near the gas. And he comes in. He's like, you're making tea. Good. Thank God. You finally learned one thing, you stupid honey. My love. My love. So he says Fatima is spelled Fatima, but his Fatima is going to come and take her to do some grocery shopping at the market. So the talking head, he's like, I don't like that Nuran. So this is a better idea. She needs to hang out with Fatima, who lives right upstairs.
Oh, I forgot
So
they live right upstairs.
yeah, right upstairs.
They act like strangers when they see each other. Like, how have you been? Well,
I like this girl. I like Fatima. I think she's spunky. I like her.
I hope she's. I wish I could see a little more spunk out of her, but I like her too.
I like her too. So Nicole says, yeah, Mahmoud said that Nuran attacked him. And I mean, I guess she kind of did, but I don't know if it's worth the drama it's going to cause for me to even hang out with Nuran as a friend. I was
Yes,
like,
it
girl,
is.
yes, it is. You made one friend.
Yeah.
Keep that one friend. God. So she and Nuran go to a street market and there's like live chickens and all
No,
that. And she's
Fatima.
like, oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Fatma. So it's live chickens and whatnot. And she's like, oh, the chickens have like feathers. And she's like, yeah. And the guy shows her the chicken and he goes, how much? It's $2.30. She's like, no, too expensive. Put it back. So
She needs
Nicole's
to
like, wow.
Jenny.
Wow.
Because remember when Jenny was getting screwed over around the market because she didn't
Yeah.
know the prices and she was getting yelled at? We need Fatma there.
Remember,
Also,
she'd be
I
like,
didn't watch any of this scene because I thought they were gonna cut the chicken's head off, so I had my eyes covered the entire scene.
they didn't. He just threw it back in a bin. He didn't,
Okay.
which was not great either. But
Uh,
so you guys, Kimberly's a vegan. So,
Vegetarian, partially vegan, yeah,
okay. All right. So
for
you'll
like
eat
30
fish.
plus years. No, I haven't had fish or meat in 30 plus years, so
Okay. But
I
you will
can't
have
watch.
butter and eggs.
So occasionally, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I like cheese mostly. Cheese is the hardest one to give up.
Yeah. I have a friend that's very strict vegan. And let me tell you something. It's not fun to go to dinner with her.
I'm sure.
It's really not. Because she's like, does that have butter?
Oh
Does
no,
that have
I'm
that? I
not
was
like
like,
that.
girl. So it always ends up with her just saying, tell the chef I'm vegan and he can make me whatever he wants. And she gets a plate of lettuce and carrots and
Yeah,
she's happy.
I've had that experience.
So Nicole's like, wow, like it's really stressful and chaotic here on the streets. Like, wow, like she's very overwhelmed. And she goes, in LA, I'm self sufficient and my self worth is tied to being independent. And when I'm here in Egypt, I just feel gross and worthless. Like I can't do anything. I don't even know how to like buy a carrot. So she says, I really admire how Fatma has transitioned to life here. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to adjust like this. Now they're looking at vegetables, and Fatma is showing her, like, nope, this is bad. This is good. Nope. And she holds up a carrot, and the guy's like, 1 penny. And she's like, no. She throws it back in the bin. Absolutely not.
Can we get her
She
to host like some sort of cooking show, like where she just walks around the markets in different countries and yells at the people there for their prices?
she is tiny. She is
Yeah,
so tiny, and she is
yeah.
covered head to toe, and she is so tiny. She's like, absolutely not. No. She throws the vegetables. She's like, how about this 1 carrot? Okay, that's all we're getting for dinner. 1 carrot. All is acceptable here. But they get enough vegetables, so these two teeny tiny 90-pound women have to carry this huge bag of vegetables home.
They each have
Very,
like one strap, and all the children in the street are staring at them.
yeah, it's like, how come they let these two out in the street? So, all right. So now they're sitting and talking, and she asks Fatma if she ever misses China, and Fatma says, "Yeah, I do." And Nicole says, "It's just so hard for me. It's so hard for me to live here, and I don't know how you've adjusted." So they get out the translator to talk, and Nicole tells her, "Just doing simple things for me is hard here, like going to the market. And I want to live here. I want to live here and be able to do things, but I really just do not think this is the place for me. I just want to live in America." And Fatma says, what about Mahmoud? And she says, well, he's my husband. He should come with me. And I've applied for the visa, but, we never know any idea like when or if it'll be approved or when he'll get an interview or anything. And then Fatma thinks about it for a minute and she's like, I don't want to get in trouble for saying anything. She's like, okay, if he goes to the U.S., his mother will be crying. And Nicole says, yeah, I know, but it could also be a great opportunity for him. And in her talking head, Fatma says, I don't know. I think she should give it a try for at least a year, but I don't know. I'm not them. And don't get mad at me because I said that. But I think that, yeah, she should try it for more than a couple of months. I do. Because she says everything she learned, it was like after that. Remember, he said that first year they fought
You'd
all the
have a
time.
rough time, yeah.
But I think she just bent to his will. I think she's like a hostage. you
A
know?
little bit. I didn't want to say
Yeah.
it, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
She
I
seems
could
like a
see
very strong
Nicole is
woman out in the
already
street.
Nicole is so broken already. Like you could just
Mm.
see it, how broken she is. And
Hmm.
it would just be more broken until she was just a shell of a person if she stays.
She would just stay in that room looking at herself in the mirror while she eats.
It's so
Yeah.
sad. While the mom is in the other rooms just staring at her.
Staring at her from the couch. Yeah. So now he takes her to a cat rescue place to find a cat so she can have a companion. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the idea of Katie's heaven. This
Totally.
cat place. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the idea of me sneezing quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
um, all the cats were cute. It was cute. And did you notice they all had their own little bed? They were all laying on little
Very
beds.
cute. And they
It was
all
cute.
looked like well taken care of.
Yes, they did look healthy and happy because I see a lot of next door posts about the Petco over here, and people are
Yeah.
like, I went to the Petco and they're not treating the cats right. And
Oh God. I can't take it.
so it looked it was a cat rescue. It looked cute. So she says, I don't know if I'm going to stay here, so I don't know if I should like get a cat because it wouldn't be fair to the cat. So I really need to sit down with Mahmoud and talk to him.
I was so proud of her. I liked her
Yeah.
so that my estimation of her just doubled in that moment, that
Because she's like, I don't want to get a cat.
she's a
Yeah.
responsible pet owner, because so many
Yeah.
people just get them for, like, a whim, and then they wind up back in the shelter. So I was like,
I,
"Good for you, Nicole."
yeah. I think he's like, if she's not allowed to leave the house with Naran during the day, maybe the cat will make her happy. So she sits down to talk to him and she says, I have something to tell you and I've been struggling with it, but I'm ready to leave Egypt. This is a tick that I've noticed that Mahmoud has. When he's talking, he puts his arm above his head and
It's
rubs his
very
like armpits a lot.
Uh-huh, and then one arm goes back sometimes in a very casual, like, leaning back gesture, which
Yeah.
is very maybe self-protecting. Like, I don't care, because at first I thought he was gonna cry. His voice got a little shaky, and I
Mhm.
thought he was gonna
Mhm.
cry, and then he leaned back like he's Zach Morris in class, like, "Yeah, whatever you say, substitute teacher, I'm not doing whatever you say," you know? So, I think
Yeah.
it's a self-protection mode.
I think so because I notice he does it a lot. Like when he gets
Yeah.
uncomfortable, he kind of puts his arms up and rubs his arms and gets behind his head and stuff. And he says, well, I've tried really hard here to build it for you and make things comfortable for you. And she goes, I know. And I could tell that you're really trying hard. I could see that and I appreciate it. But
Oh,
things
sorry to
change.
interrupt, but, in the Kristen Smart Dateline, her killer, Paul Flores, he rubbed his arms quite a bit in his interview,
He
with the
did.
police, and the cop said, "Hey, you're gonna bust that T-shirt, those sleeves up," because he kept, like, rubbing his sleeves and his upper arms and stuff.
Ew.
Have we not been saying that
Wow.
there might be a connection between Dateline and 90 Day?
Wow.
It might
Okay.
be Mahmoud.
Wow. Hmm. So she tells him she appreciated it. She said, but sometimes things change and I just can't live here anymore. And his talking head, he goes, we've worked so hard and her leaving is what I worried about the most. And so she says, it's not an easy decision. I've been thinking about it a lot. And he says, it seems to me every time you make up your mind about something, you change your mind. And that makes me worry that one day you'll change your mind about me too. And that was an honest moment from Mahmoud,
Absolutely.
And she says, no, I won't, honey bunny. I
But she
love you.
did before. I mean,
But
they
yeah,
were filing for divorce, right?
uh-huh. And then the show came a knocking and she had to go back.
Yeah.
She's like, you know that I told you I'm only here for 3 months to film the show and then I got to go. Don't pretend like you didn't know. The producer told you. So she says, no, I would never change my mind about you. Like, I love you, my honey. And, I don't know. I haven't decided when I'm going to leave. And she says, but, I want you to come to the US and give it a try. Like, I've applied for your visa. And he says, oh, that won't be easy on me. Now, if you recall, I really think she said at the beginning she had applied for the visa, but when they were filing for divorce, she withdrew it,
Yes, I
which
think
means she had to start the process again.
yes, correct.
So it's not going to be like
It's
next
gonna be
week.
a long time, yeah.
Yeah. And he says, she goes, I think you should try to come to the US. I'll set up our life there in our apartment and then you could come and give it a try. And he says, I don't think so. That won't be easy on me. And he's talking, he said, Head, he says, before I met Nicole, I've never had a desire to move to the States. I don't know how it'd be for me. Would people accept me because I'm Egyptian and a Muslim? The life will be so different there. But I definitely don't want to lose Nicole, so I don't know what to do. And it's an awful feeling. I think you two need to go your separate ways. That's what I think.
I do too, because it's gonna be like Rebecca and Zied, and then they're gonna have to get, because they moved back to Tunisia because he missed his family so much.
They did?
Yeah,
Rebecca and Zied?
uh-huh, and now I'm pretty sure, at least that was the plan, yeah.
When did that happen?
It was on one of those 90-day diaries or whatever, like, catch up with 90 days,
Uh-huh.
what's now, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So, he was gonna get a job here, but then he missed his family too much, so he was gonna go visit, and then he said, "You should just come here and live with my family. It's a better quality of life, it's cheaper, because they could barely make ends meet. She was running that chicken restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. She was
Yeah.
running the chicken restaurant.
So she had agreed, the last we saw on the TV, she had
Uh-huh.
agreed. Now, I don't follow her on Instagram, so I'm not totally up on what's exactly happening.
I do follow her on Instagram. It seems like this would have come to my attention, but maybe my algorithm kicked her out because they're not on the show anymore. I don't know.
Interesting.
Hmm. Okay. Somebody let us
Yes.
know.
She was
Okay.
very much considering it, and I think she had agreed to at least give it a try, to go live
Huh.
there for like a year or something.
Wow. Well, it didn't go well last time she was there. She was like taking her shirt off in bars at the hookah bar
Yeah,
and getting
it's
in
true.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not taking her shirt off, but, showing her
showing
arms.
her sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah. Showing her sleeves under her sleeves. So next we have Jeymi and Kris. And wow. Wow. It's been 5 months.
How has it been
Wow.
5 months? That's crazy. And
I'm
this
sure the
episode,
producers,
this was a roller coaster because remember last week we said there's 3 truths here and we're only getting right now Jamie's, but
uh
now
huh.
we were only getting Chris's, but now we're getting Jamie's. So it's
Right.
now like who do you believe?
I don't know. But lots of speculation on the Reddit and places
Okay,
about
what are people saying?
Chris. People speculate because Kris has had so many back problems,
Yeah,
and that's generally how people get hooked on pain pills.
absolutely. Yeah.
That she got there and got back to the States and was like, yeah, I can't live over there. I can't do these flights. I can't live over there. I don't have access to my dealer or whatever is happening with her. That is all speculation and we have no idea, but she does seem real slurry in some of her scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It could just be the way she talks, but
well, somebody pointed out that like when she's in her confessional talking head, like where she's
it's
sitting with
different.
the, it's totally different than when they
Yeah.
catch her sort of on the fly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we don't know anything, guys. So she's talking to her mom, and I said, gotta say, she doesn't seem quite right. And her mom is saying, like, well, I don't know. Maybe marriage between two drama queens is not good. And I gotta wonder, like, why Jeymi doesn't work at all. And Kris says, yeah, last time I sent her $1,000, she got mad because it wasn't enough because she needed to pay for the apartment and her gym membership. And then she said she's going to sell that locket that I gave her that has dad's ashes in it.
See, now
Now,
if that's true, that's
mhm,
shocking. That is unacceptable. But maybe Jeymi just said it in like, maybe I'll just sell this neck as a threat, but she wasn't going
yeah,
to.
all right, of course. Necklace is real ugly and it has like a locket attached to it, but it's like three other things that hang off of it. No. So mom says, well, what you have on your hands here is a kept woman. You're a sugar mama, and it's disturbing. And she's just panicking because you've gone, and she needs to show you that she really means it by getting a job. She needs to try. So they're talking ahead, mom goes, I've always felt Jeymi was a user, and she just wants the stability that she's getting from Kris. So
I
it's
liked
been
the
fun.
mom's bold jewelry, I do have to say.
She was leaning
Huge,
into that, yeah,
like wire flower necklace
and earrings
and earrings.
combo. It's while she's sitting in her garden. So now as we see, it's been 5 months, and Jeymi says, I feel like I'm married to someone who does not exist. She goes to lunch with her buddy Alex, and she says, I haven't seen him much because I feel embarrassed by what's happened and kind of like what I've let happen around me. So she tells him, Kris left 5 months ago, and she said it would be 2 weeks. She had to go home to get her narcolepsy medication and clear up some financial stuff, but now it's been 5 months. And he says, well, I hate to say it, but I told you so. And this was my fear. She disappeared before just on the phone, and now she's doing it again. It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
But
Kris,
also, he's sitting in front of this glorious sandwich and french fries and not eating them because Jeymi won't stop crying. And I was like,
right.
let the boy eat that lunch. It looks really good.
I know. I know. It did look good. I was staring at that too. So in the talking head, he said, Jeymi makes a great point. She says, I now know Kris never thought things through before she came here. The fact
That's
that her,
true.
that's a very
We've
great
both
point.
said that. Yes.
Yeah. The fact that her excuse is that she can't work here in Colombia, but she promised to create a business with me because she wouldn't be able to work here. She told me to quit my job to fully dedicate to our new business. But what happened to all of that? So she tells Alex, Kris has been on me to find a job, and she yells at me like, why can't you find a job in such a big city? Why can't you find a job? But I have to remind her that I'm Venezuelan, and a lot of people here don't want to work with Venezuelans. So then she complains about the
Is that
apartment. She was
true?
like,
I need one of your
I don't,
listeners to tell us.
I don't know anything about the Colombia Venezuelan relations.
Relationship, yeah.
It's no surprise. I know
We're
nothing
not
about that.
diplomats here.
No. So she says, she complains a lot about the apartment, but honestly, she only paid for 2 or 3 months because we agreed she would pay for the apartment and I would pay the utilities. And she promised me I would never have to worry about money, but here I am. And I don't even know if I can afford my rent for next month. So she tells Alex the worst thing is because I can't even have a conversation with her because I can't ever get her to answer me on the phone. I'm constantly calling her. Every so often she'll write me back. She doesn't answer me on the phone. She doesn't write me back. She doesn't call me. It's very frustrating. So I never know anything. So Talking Head Alex says she is obviously making up excuses to not be with Jeymi. And this was my fear all along, that she would disappear. And now she's really showing everyone that she's never going to change. So he tells Jeymi, if I was you, I would have already called it quits because enough is enough. And Jeymi says, right, I do want to hear her out. And she says she's coming here soon, that she's bought a ticket, and I'll listen to her, but she's also going to have to listen to me. So are they just wrapping up the season? I mean, like, what's going to happen?
I don't know, because it does sound like Kris has made some promises that she
Yeah,
could not keep, or it was a misunderstanding, because again, they sometimes speak through a translator too, a
right,
translator app. So we don't know exactly what was said. Can Kris not go back and beg for a job at that good job that she had before?
right. But how much of all of that was, you mean Jeymi? Jeymi had the good
Sorry,
job
can
before.
Jeymi go back to beg for that job she had before?
Right. One would hope she had tried that. And like Kris, with all her job, she said she had like how much of all of that was true because now she's like power
I
washing, but
can't.
before she had some executive job. Like what?
I can't. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's not adding up. We need
And
somebody
why did they
boots.
think they could buy that food truck when they were clearly out of money, but they were looking at food trucks?
I don't know. We need a boots on the ground in Haleyville to give us the scoop
I
on
need
Kris.
financial records, really.
I need something. I need
Yeah.
something. So
But it
here's what
does
I was.
seem like the drug theory does hold. I hate to say it,
I know a
but
lot. A lot of people have said that,
this
and
is that sort of behavior. And when she came and she had that intense pain episode, maybe that
mhm,
was her coming off a lot of drugs because
could
she was
be.
maybe trying to stop.
Yeah, a lot of theories. A lot of theories.
Yeah.
Okay, but
It's
what
like
I was
yellow jackets.
thinking. Yeah. What I was thinking is that what Jeymi can do on her phone when Kris won't answer is she could play word collect
Yeah.
because she says she wants to keep her body in shape by going to the gym, but it's also important to keep your mind in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And word collect is my new favorite thing. Everybody knows I love a game on my phone, love a word game specifically.
Me too.
And I love it. It's a word puzzle app and it's completely free. So it can help you grow your vocabulary. And Jamie's learning English. So in addition to doing something else on her phone besides trying to harass Kris, she could help with her English words, I
I
think.
would like to suggest it to Debbie as well because she says man a lot. And I feel like she could stop saying, I don't know, man. And she could come up with a new gentleman,
Dude,
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 something, fella.
yeah, fella. Hey, you fella. So, right now, Word Collect is offering you 2,500 coins and 500 gems when you download and play. So, I say, Jeymi, stop trying to call Kris and mindlessly scroll through your phone when you're bored. You need to get your mind sharp because you need to be ready for what's going to happen when she gets back to town. And to do this, Jeymi, you're going to go to Apple or Google Store and search for Word Collect. Jeymi, get your mind and body fit. Download Word Collect for free today. Do it, girl. All right, Danielle and Yohan. All right. So we see a conversation at the breakfast table with Danielle and Yohan. She did not kick her coconut around the apartment this morning because they are not, there's no peace. They're not
Yeah,
getting
it's
along.
clear. It's a non
Mm-mm.
coconut day.
It's a non coconut day. He says, okay, let me get this straight. So your husband is at home and you're going out on a boat with your friend that you used to have a relationship. And she says, see? And he walks into their bedroom. He walks right by a sign above a mirror that says, be awesome.
I saw that. Maybe she thought that would be enough to not have to do the coconut every day. Like
Right.
on days you don't do the coconut, you just look in the mirror that says be awesome and then you'll be awesome. Is
And
that
you'll be awesome.
her guru told her that?
So She meets up with her buddy. Is his name Talon? They never gave us a
That can't be
Chiron.
right.
She kept saying Talon. I was like, is it Braylon? What the hell's this guy's name? I'm going to call him Talon.
Sure.
Okay. So she meets up with Talon.
Also, to
And
be clear,
yes,
Yohan was invited. It's
more
not
than once. Yes.
several times. It's not like she's sneaking off. She invited
Mm-mm.
him to come on the boat.
Yeah. So she says that they did live together for 5 months, but they always knew it was a temporary thing because he travels for his international basketball career and she was going back to New York to go back to in-person teaching. So, they knew it was a temporary love affair or whatnot. So she tells him, Talon, she says, Yohan is very mad about me being here with you. And he's like, I'm surprised that you would
No, I'm
even,
sorry to interrupt
what?
again.
What?
He says, "How's it been going?" And with Yohan, and she says, "Normally good, but this week has been rough."
Well, that's not true.
Has it when was it good?
When was it
Wait, they
good?
must have not been filming when the day that it was good.
That one day, that 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And she says, yeah, he's mad about me being here. And Talon says, I'm very surprised that you would be with somebody like that. And then he says in his talking head, I see her as a mentor at times. She's a very mature woman, and it's very tough to hear she's having these difficulties. And maybe he's not the right guy, and I would like to meet him in person.
Her? Like he chose her to be his guru mentor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She tells him, my whole life I'm used to being the teacher and I'm having to teach him, my husband, how to be in a relationship. But I'm thinking maybe it's not serving me. And maybe I could look for somebody who could teach me something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
And,
someone not much younger than you.
right. That you banged on a trip and then decided to marry.
Yeah,
And
and
she
you said you
says,
loved his yammy arm. Arm
mm-hmm,
yammy.
arm, yummy, yummy. So she says, well, I hope that he'll sit down with us and I hope that he'll talk to you. And, we all could talk it out and he can understand that we're just friends. In the talking head, she says, I'm worried that this new version of Yohan is who he really is. And he's just been hiding it from me all this time.
He never hit it. I watched
Mm-mm.
your first season. You
I
fought
don't get
every
there.
single day, but every day you go, "Wow, I just realized my husband is not who I thought he was." How many times has she said that? Like 7 times. She has realized she didn't
Yeah.
know her husband at all and this was his real personality. She's very disappointed. She's been saying that since the beginning. I
Yeah. I
can't
mean,
with Danielle.
you're just jealous. All right. Let's go to Rishi and Jen. So, this first part, I literally was like walking around, not even taking notes. So, my notes are Jen talks to Randy by the bathroom, and they say they're going to get to the bottom of this whole arranged marriage thing. Now, Rishi is sitting at the table talking to Myra, and he goes, oh, she's okay. She just went to the bathroom. But eagle eyed watchers see that when they show him saying, she's okay, she's just in the bathroom, Jen is sitting next to him because you can see her arm.
Oh,
I was like, come on, editors, do better.
editors.
Do better.
Also,
Yeah.
I didn't catch that and I feel dumb.
Yeah. I saw it the second time because
Honestly,
somebody had
his
posted
shirt
it.
that's, like, cut off is
Yeah.
so distracting to me. That's all I was looking at, his neckline.
I saw Kalani and Kalini talking about it, and they're like, whoa, what's up with that shirt?
I love
so
them.
I love them too. So, did you see the news that has come out that Asuelu is dating Winter, Chantel's sister?
The shut up.
Yes. Yes.
Are you kidding me?
And they've had to keep it under wraps because they're filming something. I don't know who's filming. I don't know if Family Chantel is filming or if Asuelu was filming. And anyway, it's like been under wraps because they were trying to like pretend like, yeah, it didn't happen or whatever, or they're saving it for whatever program they're going to be on.
A crossover,
Hmm.
trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is
And they don't even live
terrible.
near each other because Asuelu and Kalani live in like Washington State and then Winter lives in Atlanta.
This is insane to me.
I know. Isn't
I
that crazy?
can't. I
Yeah.
wanted better for Winter.
Me too. Me too. But maybe Asuelu will be nice to her.
Yeah, that sounds not
Yeah.
no, that's not gonna happen.
She loves to find a man with a couple of kids. So, all right. So the girls now go to a traditional Indian dance class.
So
We see this
upset.
little. You what?
I'm so upset. I'm not gonna be able to get past
You're
this
not gonna be
all
able to
day.
concentrate on anything
No,
else? Okay.
why didn't you tell me at the end?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was gonna upset you so much. Were you hoping that they were gonna reunite, Asuelu and
No, oh my
Kalani?
god, no. They all deserve better than Asuelu.
Yeah.
He and his
Yeah.
family are the worst.
Just
He's
give me my money. That's all I want. Okay, so they go to this traditional Indian dance class, and we see a lady with like 12 baskets on her head literally go down to her knees and pick up money with her teeth. And I can't even imagine the core strength that would take.
yeah. I
Yeah,
can't
that
get
was
down that far to even pick up a dollar with my hands.
with just regular clothes on.
No.
Yeah. So Jen tries it. She can't do it. Now Jen's like, the only time I've ever seen people do this is in a strip club. Well, you know, Randy used to be a stripper. So it's funny that they're like, she's bringing that up. So, by
Oh.
the way, guys, speaking of Randy, was supposed to
Yeah.
interview
I was
her that was supposed to
waiting
be
for
out
you to drop
today.
that.
Yeah. But yeah, she had to cancel on me. TLC
Oh.
told her she had to cancel. Yeah. She wrote me an email and was like, TLC has asked us not to do anything until after the reunion, but she promises she'll circle back after
Okay.
the
She
reunion.
better,
Yeah.
Randy.
I've got a lot of questions for you, Randy.
I want to hear why you told Jen to not make any rash decisions when Jen was ready to break up with. That's what you missed at the restaurant. Is Jen was like, "I'm done. I give up." And Randy's like, "Don't make any harsh decisions." And I was like, "Randy, this
Oh.
is what you've wanted all along."
But remember 5 minutes before they had bought his BS about
That's true.
all these women are
Yeah.
blocked. And they're like, well, he wouldn't have shown you that. Let's eat.
Randy wants to see
Yeah.
how this all is going to play out, and she wants to get involved, and I don't blame her. I would too. I would be that friend as well. I
Randy has
love
worked
drama
on
that doesn't involve me, that I could
Randy has
just
worked on
observe.
Wall Street. She's been a stripper and now she's an interventionist. She is
She's
layered.
fascinating.
She's fascinating. And she went to prom with Andrew Reynolds and she took John Hill's virginity and he's a gay
Okay,
man.
that's
So
insane.
yeah, yeah, she's all over. She's all over. And then I had a bunkie write me and like, hey, I'm good friends with Randy. I was like, Randy knows
What?
everybody.
She knows everybody.
I got to get her on the podcast.
I almost copied her hairstyle for our Yellow Jackets thing. I loved that side braid that she did.
Yes, I love when people
It
could
looked
like
great on her.
braid that into their hair. I don't know how to do it. I
I
don't know how
can't
to do
do
it.
it, but Randy, maybe you could come on and teach us. Do a little tutorial
Yeah, looks like
after
yeah.
the reunion.
Myra did it for her. Okay, so they're at this traditional Indian dance class. The lady with the baskets on the head pick up the money. Jen tries to do it. She can't do it, but I was like, can Randy do it? Because she was a stripper. I bet she could do it. So Jen sits with Myra and Randy to talk, and Myra says, I felt like he was trying to explain about the arranged marriage. Like, I think he was trying to explain it. And Jen's like, yeah, I just don't know. Like, I guess I need to give him the benefit of the doubt. But he did say it would be fine for you guys to meet with his family. So I think we should get a translator and we can get all our questions answered. And they're like, this is a great idea that you just came up with just now and is not set up and staged at all. Like, Myra can't even keep a straight face. Yeah. So Randy says, yeah, like maybe we can mention to the family that you're engaged because if you don't say it, what if we said it? And you could be like, hey, I didn't even know they were going to drop that bomb. Like, wow. And Jen's like, that could really work. Myra can't even control herself. She's over there like, you guys played this perfectly as we
Yeah.
practiced it earlier,
Uh-huh.
right?
The producers had us, they gave us our lines. We
Mm-hmm.
acted it out. Take one. One
Myra's
take,
like,
one and done.
Myra's like, I'm exhausted. I'm
Yeah.
so tired and I don't want to be here. So Randy says, I'm a certified interventionist. So I know how to break bad news to people. So it sounds appealing. Like, hey, your son's not a drug addict, but he is in love. It's called a compliment sandwich, Randy. So Jen
I would
says,
love an season of intervention where she's the interventionist.
oh, well, that's her next step.
Yeah.
That's her next step. So Jen's like, I love this plan. I love it. And she's like, I know Rishi is not going to like being blindsided, but if I could find out sooner than later how his family feels about me, like that would be great for me because like if they're going to react that way, I should just go ahead and like hang it up. This is so dumb. This is so dumb and so not. I don't think Jen would ever do this. Blindside him like that. I don't think so.
But I do kind of think she's given him enough chances to
Yeah,
tell
I do
them.
too.
So just blow it all up. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. So now they're back at the apartment, and Jen is showing Randy and Myra some outfits. They're like, nope, go back to the bedroom, try something else. So she decides on this cute top and jeans, and she says, in her talking head, I realize going behind his back, it's not the ideal way to do things, but I wasn't doing him or me any favors by being patient. It's only created problems, but I'm not doing this to upset him. Okay. Tell yourself that, girl. So
she didn't land, she said she landed on jeans, but then she wore white pants or cream pants.
yeah, it wasn't jeans for
It was a
sure.
nicer look, yeah,
Yeah.
than jeans. Is more upscale.
So she tells them, the girls, she's like, I've told the the translator's coming, and I told the translator the backstory, and I told her I want a translation and not interpretation. They're like, good, you go, girl, stand in your power. Yeah. So the translator arrives. Her name is Bindiya. She's beautiful. She's adorable. And of course, Jen's like, they'd probably like it if he married her.
That was my first thought, and I felt really mean, and then Jen said it.
Yeah, she is really cute. And so the girls sit there and they tell Bindiya the background and the story. And Jen says, so it could come out that we're engaged. It could come out. So I want
Because
to
we're
prepare you
planning
for
to say
that.
it.
And Randy says, yeah, it may come out from us, not her. She's not involved. And we could say it. It's a maybe. We're going to see how it goes.
But we're
And her
probably going to say it.
And the talking head Bindia goes, yeah, I was hired to do this job. And now that I know the context, it's a totally twisted situation. And now I'm nervous. Yes.
I feel like we need a spin-off show with all the best translators that we've ever had. And I know like
Yes.
Brittany and Yazan had a really good one. And they were on Pillow Talk once, watching Brittany on Single Life. And I think David of David and Lana had a really good guy who kind of like stormed off because he was done with David, because David didn't want to hear the truth about Lana being on the dating apps.
Right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yes, yes, yes.
These translators are not paid enough for all the stuff they have to deal with.
No. And so Myra and Randy say, okay, Bindia, I want you to tell everything that is being said word for word, a complete word for word translation. Even if it's not nice, she needs to hear it. It's like, damn. All right. So next time on 90 Day the Other Way, Monica is talking to Isabel. And Monica says to Gabe, well, you just have us under the impression that she, meaning Isabel, is very controlling. And Isabel looks over and looks pissed. And Gabe is sitting there with his backpack on, and he looks pissed. And his talking head, Gabe, is like, she is really overstepping her bounds here.
I'm mad.
Yeah, I'm mad too. I don't want her to be mean to Isabel. So Yohan tells Danielle's friends, Talon, whatever the hell his name is, that Danielle really likes a man with the big penis.
We are given no context on how this conversation started.
I think Yohan was like, oh, you want me to come? I warned you, you're not going to like what happens if I come. And then he came, and then he acts like a jackass. He's like, I'm going to blow up your spot. Yeah. So Danielle cries and was like, I'm just not going to tolerate this behavior. And I don't have any guarantee that he will change. Well, like Kimberly just told you, no, he's not going to change. He's been saying this for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we see Debbie. They're still sitting out in the woods. And Debbie says, you should be ashamed of yourself and the way you treated me. And he goes, okay, I'm creepy. I'm bad. I'm angry. I'm a motherfucker. I'm a son of a bitch. Okay. I was like, what?
At least he's being honest.
Right. At least he's heard the feedback.
Yeah,
He's accepted it.
He knows what we're all saying.
And the talking head.
Also, that was kind of it was a poem. He has a way with words.
That's true. He could put that in his next poem.
Yeah.
You say I'm son of a bitch. You say I'm creepy. I say darkness. So, and in the talking head is both of them, and they both look pissed. And in the talking head, he says, we are planning to go to the USA. Yes or no? And she goes, no, it's not about the visa. And he goes, okay, then this was lie. And she goes, you're a cold-blooded snake, Oussama.
And then Paula Abdul just started dancing across the stage.
All right. And then we see Randy, and she says, I'm just here to support Jen. But I have something to say to everyone in this room. If you're within the sound of my voice, I have something to tell you.
But this is for Jen. This is not because this is my huge TV moment right now.
Rishi says, I don't know what's going on here, but my plan is totally spoiled. What happened to August 2nd at 4 p.m.? What?
Why would he think these 3 outspoken American ladies are going to listen to him and play along with his little ruse with his parents?
I don't know why he agreed to have these 2 women come over to meet.
Exactly.
Why did he agree to that?
When they first had it, Jen blew the plan. She was like, "What kind of, oh, you've been setting him up? What kind of woman are you looking for?" She came this close to saying it herself. And
Yeah.
he invites and her friends over this time?
Yeah. Maybe he's secretly hoping
I
that he
think you're
doesn't have
right.
to do it. He doesn't have
Uh-huh.
to do it. It's just like in 7th
Mhm.
grade when the boy is mean to you until you break up with them so they don't have to break up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah.
We know,
We see
ladies. We've
you,
all been there.
Rishi.
We see
You
you,
need
Rishi.
to grow a pair.
Coward. Yeah, and I think Rishi also has lots and lots of hoes and other area codes. I think he's
Yeah.
really
I'm
banging all the
hoping
ladies of
one of them
Jaipur.
is not the translator. And when the translator walks in, it's one of those meet cutes, but they've already met. It's like, oh, nice to meet you for the first time. But they've been
Here,
DMing for
yeah.
6 months.
She's like, I got a picture of his
Yeah.
torso, and it doesn't
Yeah.
look like this. Somebody was posting pictures of like the guys from 90 Day, and it's like Sinjin from the side with his big belly.
Yeah.
It's like all these people, and then one of them was Rishi from the side, and I was like, wow, he really didn't try to. He's not selling his product very well, is what I'm saying.
No, I know. But you know what? Maddie and Poodle, they'd still do him. I know they would.
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
They love Andre. They
Me
love.
too. Me too. And Jake and I discovered Jake and I really have the same exact taste. And like we really thought of Indian Harry, of Harry with the chicken sandwich. We really
Yeah.
thought we both agreed that Harry was super hot.
Yeah.
Matt couldn't get on board, could not get on board.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I was on board with Harry. I mean, not now, he's back in jail, but that is it.
aside
And
from that-
by the way, Dateline, I'm not going to spoil it, but Dateline this past weekend on Friday or Saturday was really good.
I know.
There was a
and
really good wig in it. There was just so much there, and it wasn't really necessarily a murder.
I know it's a perfect episode for us, and it's the one week we decide to take off. And so we're going to do it. We're going to do it the next time we have a Dateline that's too sad or we need a
Okay.
repeat. Like, we're definitely doing it.
It's because the guy, it's an imposter, and he's
I mean, that's
so
we live through that.
wacky.
Yeah,
He's so wacky. The whole thing is so wacky.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. I really need to make sure I'm always paying attention in case you do that episode, because I was like, perfect opportunity to
I
make
know
fun of
you
a
like
wig.
text us, and and I'm like, I'm 3 hours later than you. I
Yeah, I'm
don't know
always
what
like,
you're
are
talking
you
about.
watching this? What's happening with this person's face and hair? And you're like, I don't know who that is.
I don't get screeners.
I don't know why you don't get screeners, but that's a conversation we've. Hey, by the way, did you get your Netflix Media
No,
Center? They haven't
not-
written you yet?
I haven't heard from them. No.
Okay. It took about a week for me.
Okay.
Because you guys, Kimberly and I over on Supercast are covering Indian matchmaking, but there's a new show coming out called Jewish Matchmaking. And we were just talking about that last week.
I know.
How similar it is.
I know.
Yeah, same production team, everything.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So we're going to have to talk about it, but we're going to need to get Katie to jump on to talk about it too.
Yeah, because Katie wanted to be Jewish. Like, she always wished her mom used to date, like, this Jewish guy. And she was like,
Yeah.
I can finally be Jewish. We could be Jewish sisters together. And I was like, it didn't happen, though, for her. So.
Tell Katie it's not too late. She doesn't have to wait for a new stepdad.
Right.
She could do it herself. She's a grown woman.
Yeah.
She could choose her own religion. She could go to classes. She could do the whole thing.
I'm glad my mom didn't know about this show a few years ago before my brother got married, because she tried to set him up with everybody.
Well,
my dad would be having like a mole extracted, and she'd be like, "Doctor, can I tell you about our son?"
Well, would you go on this show, Jewish Matchmaking?
I'm not looking, but
I know you're not, but would you go on the show?
Yeah.
You would?
Maybe.
Okay.
What's the harm?
Yeah, I'm going to submit you to Netflix.
I was almost on a TV show, a reality show about like single women in LA living together. Yeah. Like they wanted like quirky, weird girls living together.
Yeah.
I guess I
Okay.
fit the bill because they really wanted me to do it, but it
And
never went.
but you were gonna have to move into like a group home.
Yes, which is my
Yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah. I
I
was
am
like,
like
that's
Oussama. I have the darkness and I need silence.
you need your own space. You need to be silent when you're making your art.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God, you guys make sure you listen to Kimberly and Katie over on A Date with Dateline and follow them on Instagram at Dateline. And don't forget to watch them on the YouTube where they talk about Yellow Jackets.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
congratulations on the new logo. It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's cute, right? It took a while, but yeah, we finally landed on that. Yeah.
It
I
looks
wanted it
great.
to look the same, you know?
Yeah, it does. It looks the same, but super cool. You look just cool. Like a
Mm.
cool, hip, like if I was your daughter, I wouldn't be embarrassed of you if you were my mom.
Oh, that's nice because she is. But she's mostly embarrassed because I keep showing her my numbers from this one TikTok that got a lot of views. And I go, look, Anna, it's now at 26,000 views. Like, that's a
Oh my
lot.
gosh, that's big.
Yeah. Because our other one, the highest one we'd ever had before was like 11,000. And I was
Wow.
like, and then most of the rest of them are like 800. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
oh
very,
yeah.
yeah.
I've never broken through on TikTok.
And she's like, I go, look what happened. It's like 26,000. She's like, girl, no. Is that 26,000 likes? I go, no, but it's 26,000 views.
Yeah.
No. I thought it was
Oh,
good.
she won't be impressed until it's that many likes.
It has to be likes. I was like, well, I think we have
Guys,
like 300.
everybody go to TikTok. I'm going right now.
Yes, go to
My
TikTok.
TikTok is all just Taylor Swift concert footage, so I got to make sure I'm even following you.
Please be following me and like it and get us up to like, I don't know, 400 likes or whatever. Apparently, it doesn't matter if you don't have the likes or the comments, whatever. The views don't matter.
What
According to
matters?
the views don't matter.
So what matters?
The likes and the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Engagement.
Engagement. But I mean, I thought viewing was engagement, but apparently, listen, guys, this is why I have Caitlin who
No, I
helps me
think
because
it's like it's like a staircase. So like views are good, likes
mhm.
are better, comments are better, sharing is the best. I think that's how it
Oh.
works. At least I think that's how it works for Instagram.
I do share things that I see on TikTok. Like I'll send it to you or I'll send it
Mhm.
to, you know what I mean? I don't like share on my TikTok, but I share with
Oh,
friends.
yeah.
I don't know how listen, guys, this has been Old Lady Corner. I don't know how to do social media. I'm
This has
Debbie.
been Debbie, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, I will talk to you later this week about Indian matchmaking. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.